It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, let's go. Friday show, October 13th. Friday the 13th today.
I know. Feeling unlucky today?
Gosh, I am feeling real lucky today. Terry Foster in for Braylon today. Terry, 3 straight Fridays. Are you kidding me?
I know. This is just a big thrill for me.
You should just be the Friday guy.
You know what? And you should. Yeah, make me the Friday guy. In fact, this is Final Word Friday, FWF.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. Having a good day. Having a good solid week.
Oh.
Wish the sun was out, but that's all right.
This is a perfect weather for me. This is a perfect fall evening for me. Now, if you go to a high school football game tonight, I don't know if you're into this too much, but that wind will be howling out there probably and everything like that, but
it's going to rain.
It's going to rain, get some wind.
So young boys, hang on to the ball. It's going to be tough.
That's right. Hold on with 2 hands. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you.
Hey, guys. It's always good to have T. Foss in the house on the Final Word. And it's Friday.
You guys are calling it the Final Word.
Hey, we made it. We made it to Friday.
Hey, can you prop your computer down a little bit so the people at home can see your beautiful, gorgeous
They don't see it?
Just the top of it.
How's
Baby,
that?
there you want the Phillies jersey? You got the Phillies jersey.
They wore the Philly Blues last night. I knew they were going to win that game. As an underdog, I bet them straight up, right? So I made a few bucks last night.
Good for you.
I mean, how do you not?
Well, you said the Braves were going to win the whole game.
But I still went with the Phils. I only said that is because Vegas picked them. Vegas had the Phillies as an underdog.
So you say someone's going to win, but then you bet on the other team.
That's what I did.
All right.
Mash, you're on a heater.
I am. I'm rolling good.
Except
didn't bowl good last
if
night.
It comes to bowling.
I did not bowl good last night. Had the Phillies game above my head. Had the football game on the phone. You know what? It wasn't even worth putting that football game on my phone. That was a disgusting game.
You know, don't we have something wrong here? Aren't you a Jersey guy?
Yeah.
Do you like Philly? For real? You're just wearing the shirt?
I do. I love the Phils.
Can you go back
Not
home
the
and
Eagles,
say that?
but the Phils. But I'll root for the Eagles if they're playing like the Chiefs or someone like that in the Super Bowl.
I don't know how that works.
Sixers, nah, they don't do it for me. Flyers, nah, they don't do it for me. But as a young lad, going to the Jersey Shore all summers, every summer, they'd be the newspaper guys walking around in the beach, in the sand, hawking newspapers. Philadelphia Inquirer, Philadelphia Daily News. So as a young guy, I'm a big sports guy. And the Phillies were always my 3rd favorite team. I know it's rare, right? I mean, has a million teams, but it's always Yankees, Mets, Phils. Now, of course, the Tigers. So it's the Tigers, Yanks, Mets, Phils. Phillies, I hope they win it all, or the Rangers this year, because the Rangers have never won a World Series.
That scene, and I think we all watched that baseball game.
It's phenomenal.
Yesterday.
It's phenomenal.
The atmosphere in Philadelphia seems like it's second to none. Houston is great. Everywhere is great, but it really seems like this whole scene in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're nuts. How many arrests did they have last night?
I don't know.
20.
But how about Nick? How about Saint Nick? Nick at night. Nick Castellanos. 2 home runs, back-to-back nights. First guy to ever do that in the postseason.
I didn't understand the situation. He had his kid in the stands for the first time in a long time.
Since school.
Oh, okay.
That's all they meant.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like the kid was in jail or sick.
It was like
they made it seem that way.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Now,
anyway,
fellas, I don't want to be a contrarian, but do you think the Tigers could have made a comeback and still build a team by keeping Scherzer and Verlander, Castellanos,
JD?
You think?
I don't know how you couldn't.
How do you not? You would have just had to spend money.
Right.
To keep them.
And plus, they didn't. It's not like they got anything for these guys.
No.
I don't know how you couldn't. I mean, if you
there's so many Tigers playing.
If you just look at those 2 bats from J.D. Martinez and Castellanos, and then Drew Smiley's still out there for the Cubs dealing. You know, I mean.
But those were deals that they made. He went in the David Price deal.
Yeah.
So they crapped out on the David Price deal. They crapped out on the Verlander deal. That's the worst deal of all time, unfortunately. Jake Rogers, the only leftover from that trade.
You know, if you do watch these baseball playoffs, you think, well, how long before the Tigers can get involved in something like this? Baseball has become a little bit of a funny game with this expanded playoff now, because this David Bierman posted today 104 wins for the Braves, 101 wins for the Orioles, 100 wins for the Dodgers, all out. There is nobody left in baseball, in the baseball playoffs, that have won more than 90 games in the regular season.
That is something?
It has almost minimized your 162-game regular season,
which I always thought should be cut.
It should be. I mean, I was thinking about if there was a game tonight in Detroit.
That would have been awesome.
Well, yeah, it probably would be, but
rained out.
Why can't you just play 150 games
Max.
and have your playoffs from there?
You know why you can't do that?
Why,
Think about
Terry?
One, money, obviously, but baseball is so dependent on stats.
Yeah.
You don't want to have the home run leader have 28 home runs or something like that, and you're trying to accumulate stats, and it means so much to baseball. That's why they're playing the 162.
And contracts as well. I mean,
sure.
But think about it. How many teams are eliminated after like 130 games? So many teams are playing meaningless baseball. And it's garbage. There's garbage baseball being played in September.
All right, honey bun, let me counter that.
Go ahead.
Then you'll be saying there's garbage after 110 games if you reduce the schedule.
No.
So you're going to lose it either
way. First of all, I think the NBA should be 60. I think the NHL should be 60. Baseball, 150. And football, 18. 18 regular seasons and more playoffs.
These guys can't play 17
I know.
games, let alone
but it will
18.
be 18 within the next 5 years.
Yeah, no doubt.
It will be 18.
It is so great, though. These baseball playoffs have been great.
Don't think you sit on the edge of your seat.
I'm kind of happy to see teams like Arizona involved. Arizona lost, 95 games a couple of years ago? I mean, it is interesting how teams can just fall on their face and then come up so quickly. Like the Orioles. The Orioles rebuilt themselves into a 100-win team since the last time the Tigers and Orioles played.
However, let me say this. When the Tigers lost to the 84-win St. Louis Cardinals team, I'm sure you were bitching about that. How can a team with 84 wins make the World Series?
It just goes back to the layoff. It goes back to the layoff. And with this...
No. It wasn't the layoff. It was the fact that they had to practice at Ford Field, and the Lions were jinxed then.
Well, that could be true.
If they did it now, they would actually win that series.
That could be true, no doubt, guys.
If you're missing these playoffs, guys, and I know I'm not even going to look at the chat, stop talking baseball. Baseball sucks. Maz has 30 teams. You know, talk Lions, which we always do. We will talk Lions for the rest of the day. But if you are not sitting down watching these games, I'm texting with Ryan. He's supposed to be in bed at 10 o'clock. I'm texting him at 11:30 at night saying, I can't breathe.
Right.
I can't breathe watching the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
That's cute, because we're old guys. What are the ratings for fellows who are 35 and under watching this?
0.
Right, well, damn.
But they don't know what they're missing.
0.0.
The baseball has become fun again, I think, with the pitch clock. I was totally against the pitch clock, and now I can't imagine not having it.
And throwing over to first base 150 times. Now you can only do it twice.
How did we live this long without a pitch clock?
Yeah, I know that, but you know what? I like when guys are up at the plate scratching their balls.
You still have
having
time
a
to
good
scratch.
time. No, you don't.
You do.
You can't scratch both sides.
You can call a timeout. You're allowed one timeout. Scratching your balls, one timeout.
Now you got to just go real quick.
Maz is texting me. Oh, that's it for the Phillies if Bryce is out.
Oh God,
that's it.
Oh,
I mean,
I almost died when what's his name was up, the MVP. Help me, Ronald Acuna.
Oh,
bases loaded. The Braves are down 2 runs. Bases loaded, and the MVP is up. And he hits a ball, and it goes to left center. And it goes in Citizen Bank Park. The wall jettisons out a little. And they put a rookie center fielder in for his defense. And the kid, he made the catch, but tell me that was not scary if you were rooting for the Phils. And I know the Braves crapped out back-to-back 100-win teams, and they lose to the Phillies both times.
I'm so excited for the Rangers and Astros. I'm almost more excited for the Rangers and Astros.
That's because the Diamondbacks are a downer.
Well,
although they're exciting.
But then the World Series even. I mean, if the Phillies are in it, I'm sure you drum up some excitement for it. But this Rangers-Astros, and the word is that Scherzer is going to be involved in this ALCS, so we'll see how that goes. Justin Verlander in Game 1. I mean, what's better than that? You got to really – doesn't it feel, too, if you're a baseball fan, you got a guy like last night. What did he go, 3 innings?
5 innings, Ranger Suarez. That was his longest outing.
Okay, longest outing. You got a guy in the playoffs going 5 innings, scheduled to go 3 innings.
Tipping his cap. He's tipping his cap after 5.
Isn't it? Like, if you love baseball, too, I mean, when you see a guy like Verlander, this guy could throw a complete game. And I'm not sure – once he retires, if there's another starting pitcher in baseball that would ever be able to throw a complete game in any playoff.
Well,
he might be the last guy
today's
ever.
complete game is 7 innings.
Yep.
That's like, that's a complete game. It's like
100%. But again, is there a pitcher out there that could throw a complete game in the playoffs if necessary? I
can't think of one right now.
There is, but that guy's got to be an asshole because they're going to want to pull him after 5 or 6, and he's got to say, I ain't going anywhere.
Analytics.
Yeah, you have to. Jack Morris was like that. And you ain't pulling me.
I keep going back to these two guys. Look at the two managers for the Astros and the Rangers. Dusty Baker and Bruce Bochy.
Yep.
2 old school guys that manage. Sure, I'm sure they get a little computer cut out of the analytics and stuff, but they manage right here.
Oh yeah.
Right in their gut. And that's look at what they're doing.
I know. It's great. Great story.
I love it.
Get on board, guys.
Absolutely.
All right, we're done with baseball.
Okay, yeah. Tim Twentyman, get a joke.
How come nobody thinks the Lions can lose to Tampa Bay?
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that next because Terry, I'm glad you brought that up. I've got a question for you regarding that exact question coming up.
Terry's going backwards again.
Tim Twentyman, DetroitLions.com, going to join us in about 16 minutes from now. We'll talk to him about the Lions and Bucks. Lots of Lions today. We've got pick segment. We've got Fill in the Blank Friday. We are all here. Terry in for Braylon, JB, Parker, Maz. I'm Ryan. But first, a message from Mark White.
Thank you, Ryan.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates is offering. It's called their minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That number again, 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere, mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. The first ever cannabis mall of its kind is conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late nights all the way up until midnight, except for on Sundays. Can it get any better than this? Pull up to Romeo and find out. Dispo Dispensaries, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Having a lot of fun on a Friday with Terry Foster. Want to say hello to Matt Broder in the chat. Matt Broder is our resident baseball expert in addition to our resident Lions beat writer. Broder says, Ryan, they definitely have not Stephen Baffy if it's the playoffs. Could find 85 in there for you.
Broder could go all night.
Broder would definitely be able to give you a good inning at least.
Yeah, because he's got that 82-mile-an-hour fastball, so he's not.
He throws that junk ball up there. He can go all day.
Yeah, he was a junkie lefty.
Exactly. Hey, speaking of Broder, you can catch him and Booner Woodward nights right here on Woodward Sports Network. Booner and Broder 8 to 10, Monday through Friday. The hottest takes, two of the most up-and-coming best dudes ever. Booner and Broder, 8 to 10. Monday through Friday.
Booner picked the Phils last night.
Did he really?
He
good
did.
for the
man.
fight.
My buddy's got the Phils to win the World Series at plus 1,500.
Oh, very good.
My buddy Tim.
Good for him. Good for
That's
Timmy.
good.
All right.
Timmy's 100 gets you 1,500.
Absolutely. Talking a little Lions now. No Brian Branch, no Jahmyr Gibbs at practice today. We'll get an update on that in a little bit. But Terry, you brought up an interesting point at the end of the last segment. We talk about Dan Campbell changing the culture and everybody in the organization. Brad Holmes and Chris Spielman and Sheila Hamm. The building, the culture in the building has changed. But so has the culture outside of the building. I don't know a Lions fan that has even considered the fact that they could go to Tampa and lose the football game.
Right. No, absolutely. It's. I don't think it's arrogance. I think Lion fans look at Baker Mayfield and said, Baker Mayfield, and you know what? I'm one of those people. I don't think Baker Mayfield's got the chops to beat the Lions with his arm. I watched, I know they beat Minnesota, but when they played Minnesota, I was watching that game, and I wasn't paying attention to the score. And when I just eyeballed the game, I said, man, Minnesota must be kicking their ass. I looked at how's Minnesota losing by 3 points? How are they losing by 4 points? I think it was all smoke and mirrors. I think the smoke and mirrors for Tampa are done this weekend. I'm one of those people that think the Lions are just going to punk them out.
I do too. The more I see this game, Terry and Maz, the more I see the Lions just going down there, executing their game plan, and winning the football game. And again, it goes back to a mindset of, now I'm not even in the camp of, and again, I don't think it's an arrogance. It's just that I believe this Lions football team is so mature, so much better than Tampa as a whole, and will just go down there and take care of their business. So it's not me trying to be like an arrogant Michigan fan.
Which you are.
Which I am. And I wear that proudly. All right. But I'm almost becoming that as a Lions fan. It's not even will they win or will they lose. It's will they win or will they blow them out. Now that's
but look at the injuries this team has gone through, and have only lost one game. Back in the day, I hate going back in the day. Lions would have lost 3 games by now because of the injuries. And we'd be saying, oh, God, Brian Branch was out and Armand was out. They just don't have enough guys. Now they're just like, we don't care.
Terry, I said it earlier this week. They've played 5 games this year. James Houston, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Hal Vaitai, David Montgomery, Kirby Joseph, Taylor Decker, Josh Pascal, Emmanuel Mosley, and Jameson Williams due to suspension. They've played games without all of those guys at some point over the last 5 weeks, and they are 4-1. If that doesn't speak to organizational depth and to just how good this football team has become, as you say, remember in the days where they would sign Pat Swilling. Oh, Swilling's got a knee. Defense gives up 40.
Right.
You know, I mean, they signed Jordy Nelson. Oh, Jordy Nelson goes down for not Jordy Nelson. Who's
Bill Miller?
No, the white wide receiver from
the Packers.
The Packers.
Bill Schrader.
Bill Schrader.
Bill Schrader.
So they signed Bill Schrader's down for a month. 0-4.
Asa here. How about Asa Keem?
They get Asa Keem. Asa Keem can't play for a couple of games. Can't win. You know, I mean,
or the backup long snapper was hurt and they couldn't win.
Right.
Listen, here's the only thing I don't like. The Tampa they had a week off. They got a week to look at the Lions, and they're a good team. They lead the league in takeaways. They have a very, very good defense. So the Lions not going to score 40, and they've never scored under 20 so far, 20 plus. I think if you can hold Tampa to 20 or less, you should win the game. It just worries me that they had all this time off. Teams are good off the bye. That's the only thing that bothers me.
That is true, but Baker Mayfield has to win the ball game for them.
I agree.
They average 3 yards a carry.
I agree.
Against the Lions should be 2.7.
Tampa's gone over 100 yards twice this year.
Yeah, two of the 4 games.
2 of the 4 games, but they do. Rashad White is not. He's not going to scare you. He's not canine, that's for sure. And the Lions stop them. I want the Lions to have the 6th straight game under 100 yards given up. I'm rooting for it.
But one of the things that the Lions have done defensively too, and they've done it very well, obviously by holding 5 straight opponents to under 100 yards rushing as a team, even is they are making the other side be one-dimensional. And if you're going to flat out stop the run, if you're going to invite Baker Mayfield to beat you, that does set up for a recipe for success. Let Baker beat you. If he beats you, you tip your cap. I don't think he will do that, but stop the run.
And they got a pass rush now.
Let him throw it 30, 35 times a game and see what happens.
You remember, second game against Seattle had a one-man pass rush. Aiden Hutchinson. Now they got other guys putting heat on the quarterback. And this game is so simple. We talk about all these plays and injuries and stuff. NFL is simple. Don't turn the ball over. Put heat on the opposing quarterback and keep people off of your quarterback. You win games. And simple as that.
Just to expound upon that, if you watched at all Denver and Kansas City last night, if it's not for the turnovers, Denver might even win that game. They couldn't hold on to the football. Russell Wilson was throwing, getting batted down at the line.
They were attacking him. Kansas City's defense played very well.
But what I'm saying is, outside of the turnovers, Denver's right in that game. 3 turnovers, I think they had in that game, and they were within 1 score with 2 minutes to go in the game.
Right.
Yeah, KC's not killing anybody this year, except the Bears. They're not the same team as they were last year. And freaking Kelsey played on one leg, and look what he did. Look what he did to him. But going back to Tampa Bay, the Lions, I don't know. Don't they always have issues with Tampa Bay?
They won 3 straight in Tampa.
Yeah, the same old Lions did.
Yeah.
And they are wearing the creamsicles on Sunday.
I hate that.
I love those.
I know you guys. You guys love the creamsicle. I hate
love
that.
them.
You know what? Tampa became a real football team when they got rid of it. They got rid of the creamsicles, got the little pewter and orange, and then all of a sudden, my God, they started winning. Maybe the players are like, damn, what's this crap I got on? I don't want to play this.
They're gonna love those unis this week.
Yeah, for the 1 week they will. This is like Pistons teal.
Right.
Don't compare it to the Pistons.
It's nice for a week. Talking about letting Baker Mayfield beat you. If he is able to do that, he's going to have to find guys that are open. On the back end, Cam Sutton, as a guy that the Lions signed in free agency to a 3-year deal, he's been solid for this football team, and thankfully they did, because they've dealt with some injuries. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley out. Cam Sutton has been solid. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about him earlier today.
He's been a steady, reliable piece for us, and that on the back end with the way everybody's growing on the front end, and having Tracy and Kirby, Jerry's been doing a good job. He's somebody that you don't have to worry about him handling his business. You don't have to worry about if he's going to be in the right position, or mental errors aren't going to show up with this guy. It's just he's just dependable, and he's no different than any other player. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but he's always going to strive to be perfect. And we know exactly what he is. I know exactly what he is, and that gives me comfort.
And that audio from Dan Campbell taken from the Detroit Lions YouTube page. And Cam Sutton, though, he's another guy. We talk about all these injuries, Terry. That is one player the Lions can ill afford to lose right now. They are getting thin back there.
They are, but I also think the Lions are not panicking. I don't think Brad Holmes is going to make a deal for a major deal for a cornerback. I mean, I think he's brought somebody off the practice squad and some other.
Yeah, from Baltimore.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to trade for Surtain or anything like that because he's like, we still good.
That's right. And Maz, you know, we talk about the trade deadline coming up. Last year, he did make the big deal with T.J. Hawkinson.
Yep.
And without
But they sent a guy away, not brought somebody in.
Because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big thing.
But still, nonetheless, he was not afraid to make a pretty significant deal at the trade deadline. Will he do that to try to acquire a player this year? We were talking to Janoris Jenkins earlier in the week.
Yep.
And one of the things, it's like, okay, you can maybe play without Branch. You can play without Tracy Walker for a couple of weeks. You could play without Emmanuel Mosley. You could play without Brian Branch. But now, if one more guy goes down, you're going to need somebody. You're going to need somebody that's pretty darn good.
You're going to be using practice squad players if you lose one more guy. And
I don't think it's going to hurt them until like mid-November to December, because then by that time everybody's injured. Yeah. And you're just kind of parading people out there.
This team has been really hit, Terry. This team and the Jets, probably the top two teams in the league that have been infected by injuries. The Lions had more depth than the Jets. Jets put all their eggs in Aaron Rodgers' basket, so they crapped out. The Lions, they built the team the right way, and it's showing. But Tim Twentyman, we'll talk to him in a couple of minutes, but I think they could still make a deal at the deadline. If that's the right player out there. Hey, Frank Clark's out there. We haven't talked about that. Broncos are letting him go.
You know where he's going.
He's going to Kansas City.
Going back to Kansas City. Just like Verlander went back to Houston, Frank Clark's
going
going back to Kansas.
Wouldn't it be nice to have him come home to Michigan?
I don't want to say they don't need him. They need a lot of guys, but it helps when you're getting Josh Pascal back.
I know. No, you're right.
You know, I mean, you will get James Houston back eventually, hopefully. So I mean,
there are names out there. Ndamukong Suh's out there.
Never a bad thing to add talent, but
Why
so
do people always bring up Ndamukong Suh?
Well, he is going to be with somebody.
I know, but this is a guy. You know, he rubs me the wrong way. He couldn't wait to get the hell out of here. Now that he can't play, people want to bring him back.
Terry, don't you remember he cried when they lost to the Cowboys? He was at the podium, and he knew it was his last game as a Lion, and he was crying.
Yeah, it's
fake. How could you say you wanted to leave?
It's fake. He was trying to leave before he even got here.
I know, but I think he kind of fell in love with the place. No, he didn't.
If he fell in love, he would have stayed.
Should have stayed.
Because they tried to keep him, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
Went to Miami, didn't do anything there. And
he got paid.
He's just a hired gun.
He won a Super Bowl. All right, guys. When we come back, we'll be joined by Tim Twentyman, DetroitLions.com. We'll ask him about this weekend's matchup, previewing the Lions and the Bucs. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I do mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this for just $1 down and $10 a month.
Only
with
$10?
No commitment. Yes, only $10 with no commitment at all. For your chance to join, head to your local Planet Fitness today, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Hey gang, when it comes to your pet, you do not want to settle. That's why you want to give your pet the best. You give them Premier Pet Supply. They are hands down the best pet store in town. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations. They got it. Over 60 brands of food, the lowest prices, and of course they have curbside delivery if you need it. That's right, Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. Check them out online at premierpetsupply.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Terry Foster in for Braylon Edwards today. Braylon, however, is in the chat.
He's taking over for me in the chat.
Let you guys have it in there. So if
Go
you want
get
to
him,
chat
Bray.
with Braylon, feel free to head on into the YouTube chat. Woodward Sports on YouTube. Tom Mazaway is with us. And so is Tim Twentyman from DetroitLions.com. Tim, how you doing? Thanks so much for the time, my friend.
Thanks, Tim.
Good, Ryan. Terry, how you guys doing?
Doing
Good.
great
All
today.
right,
Doing
Timothy.
great today. Hey, Tim, obviously injuries have been such a big storyline with this team. What is the latest with Sam Laporta, who popped up on the injury report, I believe, yesterday?
Yeah, I had a calf strain that kind of flared up on Wednesday at practice. That didn't practice on Thursday, but was back at practice on Friday. I talked to him in the locker room today. He said he's fine. The plan is to play, so they will have Sam Laporta. That's the expectation at least. So dodged a little bit of a bullet there. Obviously, he's been so great to begin the season. So they will have his services on Sunday. At least that's the plan on Friday.
All right, a lot of people curious about Brian Branch and Jahmyr Gibbs, too. What can you tell us about those two guys?
Yeah, as you guys know, anytime guys miss all three practices during the week, I think they are become very questionable. I wouldn't be surprised if the injury report at 4 o'clock those guys are out. We'll have to see what that is, but I think at this point it would probably I'd probably lean toward Branch, Jonah Jackson, James Mitchell, and Jahmyr Gibbs not playing Sunday in Tampa Bay.
Seems like some of these injuries are cropping up during the week. Is Dan Campbell killing them? You got him in pads? What's he doing with these guys?
No, I mean, look, and you've got to prepare yourself during the week. I think, when you're talking about muscle strains, I mean, that can happen. Look, Terry, me and you can strain a calf going up our stairs.
No, we will do that.
So you guys know how it goes, right? But I think it's just when you're talking about some of those soft tissue things, that's just a part of football and running around. Dan was asked about it actually on Friday, and look, they've actually had lighter practices this week than they typically have. So I think it's just kind of just one of those things. They're not in pads, they're not full contact. I think it's football, right? These things happen, and I think they happen across the league, and it's just something they gotta have to deal with.
All right, Tim, it's time for our Jamison Williams Minute with Tim Twentyman. What do you got for us this week?
Well, the interesting thing about this week, guys, is it'll be the first time Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, and Amon-Ra St. Brown are on the field together. And I think we talked about that a little bit in the offseason about how would JMO's speed on the outside maybe free some things up for St. Brown and Laporta in the middle. And conversely, if Tampa Bay wants to take their safety Antoine Winfield Jr. and focus on Laporta or focus on St. Brown, will that leave a one-on-one matchup on the outside, and they can utilize that speed? So that's one thing I'm interested in looking at this week. Is the first time really Detroit's three top weapons, or what they expected to be their three top weapons going into the season, on the field together for the first time against a really good defense. I think that'll be interesting to see how those three kind of play off each other.
Hey, Tim, on the running back situation, let's we'll call Jahmyr out this week. A guy I really liked, and they picked him up from the Jets early, was Zonovan Knight, and we hear that he's going to be out now for the year. I was hoping when he put that shoulder down and that helmet down last week on that great play, I was hoping, that's a stinger. He'll be a fine. But no, the way they carried him out, I kind of knew it wasn't long for him. Now you got Craig Reynolds. Is there anyone else that we could be looking for to help with David Montgomery and the running back situation?
I think I think those two guys are going to be the two guys. And David's obviously off to a terrific start.
He
I
is.
mean, 6 touchdowns in 4 games, back-to-back 100-yard games with a touchdown. He's been, I think, perfect for Ben Johnson's scheme. And look, there's a little bit different. He's finding out running behind Detroit's offensive line than it was for the last 4 years in Chicago. He's terrific. And then, good for Craig Reynolds to get that touchdown last week. I mean, here's a guy who was forced into a start. Was it last year? I think the year before, and had 100 yards. A very capable backup. I thought he ran well last week. So between those two guys, I think they're just fine in the run game, and they can, get everything the Lions need to get done in the run game.
Hey, Tim, one of the things that Dan Campbell talked about earlier in the week was this team's maturity. Despite being kind of a young team, they have handled their business every step of the way. Even from back to 1-7 last year, they still came to work, put in the work, got back into a playoff race, and now they're even handling success well this year. I think that was a big question. Okay, you guys did that last year, but how will you handle success this year? Is that coaching? Is that all of those position coaches that have been through the fire, that have been in their shoes before? Why is this team, who hasn't really had any success before, able to seemingly be able to handle it so well right now?
Yeah, I think it was a good point by you. You do have some guys that have been there before on this staff. I think it starts with Dan, obviously. Look, he knows what success is. He had it in New Orleans when he was the assistant, head coach there. But, I think you get the players, I think, police this a lot, too. I mean, guys like Cam Sutton, who's been part of a winning program in Pittsburgh for so many years, now comes and he knows what winning is about. And I think you've got guys littered throughout the roster who have come here, who have been in other places that have had success. They know what it looks like. And it starts on the top from Dan. They do have a lot of coaches that were players that were part of winning programs that have won championships. I mean, Randall L. has a Super Bowl ring. I mean, so they know what it looks like and how you get there and what you have to do during the week to be able to put yourself in a position on Sunday to be a team that's a consistently winning football team. And then you've got a lot of good veteran leadership from Jared Goff to Cam Sutton, guys that have been in winning programs, been to Super Bowls. I just think they're in a good situation in terms of what they have from a leadership standpoint, not only on the coaching staff, but in the locker room as well, and it kind of stems all the way down.
Part of the big success, too, for this team is what they've done defensively, Tim. I mean, we all knew the offense was going to be there. Hell, they scored 40 points without Amon-Ra St. Brown last week. But what they're doing defensively is making all the difference and will make all the difference, will it not, if they're going to do anything this year?
Yeah, I mean, we talked in the offseason, I think when I joined you guys, we all knew the offense was going to be good, right? And the discussion was, could they take a 32nd ranked defense and could they just be marginally better? Could they be somewhere in the teens or low 20s? And if that was the case, they were going to be such a better football team. And they have certainly exceeded those expectations. And I think it really starts with the run game. They're allowing 68.4 yards per game on average on the run. No team is rushed for 100 against them, and when you can stop the run and you can make teams one-dimensional, especially when you play some of the young quarterbacks that Detroit has here early in the season, that's obviously to their benefit. And when I watch this defense, one thing that I see is a defense that trusts each other. Guys, I think that they're just doing their job. And they're trusting the guy next to them to do their job so that they don't have to maybe do more than they're asked to. They don't have to get out of their gap to make up for something else, especially up front. I think it's a defensive line and a defensive unit that's playing with a ton of trust right now. When you do that and everybody does their job, you start to get the results that we're seeing.
I tell you one thing that's really helped the Lions. They no longer have a one-man pass rush, and I'm talking about Aiden Hutchinson. Other guys are stepping up, and even if they don't get the quarterback, they're putting heat on him, and then Aiden will probably chase him down and knock him down and stuff right now. What's been the difference with the interior defensive tackle positions now than what we saw earlier in the season? I think that's been the key there.
Yeah, good observation, Terry. I think Lee McNeil, it starts there. I mean, you saw the transformation he did with his body this offseason. lost 20-some% body fat, lost 20-some pounds, but didn't lose any strength. And I just think you see a quicker, more agile, more versatile Aleem McNeil on the inside. And then, I give Aaron Glenn a lot of credit too for moving guys around. We've seen Aiden Hutchinson with some stunts and even line up inside and move him around. He's so good and he's so versatile that he doesn't just have to be over the right tackle all the time. Let's change some things up and move him inside and try to find matchups and stand him up. Being a little bit more versatile with them. And then you've got guys like John Kaminsky, guys who are kind of glue pieces to this roster. They don't get a lot of the headlines, they don't get a lot of the sacks, but they do a lot of the dirty work in terms of the stunts and the games that they play up front to free other guys up like Aiden Hutchinson. So I just think it's a collective effort, and any quarterback will tell you the worst pressure they can feel is pressure up the middle. And when you've got guys like Aleem McNeil, John Kaminsky, even Bugs and Benito Jones have sacks on the season, so they've been getting after it a little bit too. I just think they've got a number of guys on the inside that can rush, and then they're also being versatile with their edge guys, putting them inside to throw something new at offensive lines too. So it's just been a really creative scheme up front for Aaron Glenn, and credit to him. And they've been getting it both from the interior and the edge, and when you do that, you're going to make life really difficult for quarterbacks in the NFL.
Hey, Tim, last one. I wanted to ask you a little bit about Tampa. We had Greg Auman on yesterday from Tampa, from Fox at Tampa, covers the Buccaneers in the South. And he said Mike Evans was back at practice, and he's been dealing with the hamstring as well. What do you expect out of what should the Lion fans look for with this Tampa Bay team coming with the Lions against that Lion defense?
Yeah, I think Todd Bowles said today that he's full go. So the expectation, at least here in Detroit in the locker room today, was that they were going to see Mike Evans. And, when you talk about Tampa, I don't think you can just talk about Mike Evans. And obviously he's an all-pro talent. I mean, he's had 1,000-yard season in all 9 of his NFL seasons. So he's a terrific player. But, when you put him with Chris Godwin, I think that's what makes that offense, really unique. You've got 2 guys that were 1,000-yard receivers last year. There was only 5 duos in the league that did that, and then this year each of those 20-plus catches has 250-plus yards. There's only 7 duos in the league with that. So what makes it so difficult is you can't just focus all of your attention on Mike Evans. You can't just double him because Chris Godwin on the other side is really good as well. And so that to me is one of the key matchups Sunday is can Cam Sutton and Jerry Jacobs hold up against those 2 really good receivers. Obviously it's going to take, like Terry talked about, the defensive line to get some pressure and get that ball out of Baker Mayfield's hands before he can utilize those threats on the outside. But that's an important matchup. And look, I talked to Jerry this week. He was looking forward to the matchup. I'm sure Cam is too. It's kind of their best on Detroit's question mark, I think some have put with their secondary. But look, Cam's been a steady force. Jerry's got 2 straight games with an interception. He's played well for the last couple of weeks, and so I think those 2 guys are taking it pretty personal that they want to shut those 2 receivers down. They know that that's one of the key matchups in this weekend's game.
Tim Twentyman, catch him out, DetroitLions.com, senior writer and insider. We really appreciate your time on this Friday, Tim. Hope to do it again soon, my friend. Enjoy Tampa.
All right,
as much as you can, anyway. I know it's a work trip, but hopefully you get a good meal out
of
it.
I'll enjoy the 80 degrees.
Right, hopefully you get a good meal out of it, at least something. Thanks, Tim. We appreciate it, buddy.
See you, Tim. Thank you.
It's so great we're talking about this football team like this. I mean, I know players don't talk like this, but they got essentially a 3-game lead after playing 5 games.
Right. That's amazing.
They, of course, the Packers have lost 2 games, but you own the tiebreaker right now, so it's like a 3-game lead.
They're not looking too good either.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
5 games played, you got a 3-game lead in the division.
But we still want to win.
Well, yeah. I've got my eyes, Terry, set on a number 1 seed. That's what I've got my eyes on.
Well, it's a possibility.
It is.
What did Jerry Jones say? The championship or the NFC championship is going to go through San Francisco. So you have to match San Francisco, and and go from there. I mean, Philly, I thought it would be San Francisco and Philly. Philly doesn't look that good.
No.
Pardon me, Mr. Philly over there.
No.
He agrees with you. We
Yeah,
agree
they
with you.
look
We all
normal.
agree with you.
They look gettable.
Very beatable. Speaking of San Francisco, I do want to. I have one stat that I heard today about San Francisco. It is one of the most incredible statistics I've ever heard in my life.
Brock Purdy's undefeated?
No. I want you to tell me if I'm being overzealous on this stat. We'll do that next. But first, a message. Oh, let me tell you about the fine folks, including the great Terry Foster here, Woodward in Maine.
Oh.
The Lions Insiders. You can start your game day this Sunday.
There he is.
With Terry Foster, Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, the Lions Insider Show here on Woodward Sports. Kick off your Sunday with us, 8 to 9 a.m. Pre-game show after that. We've got the live stream, the post-game show everywhere. But these guys kick you off. Woodward in Maine, Lions Insider Show right here on WSN's YouTube channel. All right, the stat of all stats that I heard today. I want you guys to tell me if I'm wrong or not.
Did Brock Purdy can throw the ball over 10 yards?
Has nothing to do with Brock Purdy.
Okay.
We'll do that next, but first a message from Hamlin Pub.
Oh, Hamlin.
Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular? You can go there right after the
Norm.
Woodward and Maine show and just, I guess, chill there all day. We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games, Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. Hamlin Pub, they got you feeling like a regular.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and you can live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. You can drink it. You can also live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. You can go to the website to register for the $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Hey, welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Terry Foster in for Braylon today, but have no fear, Braylon is in the chat, and he is
Braylon's all over
fire
that chat.
and fuego. Check
He
him
is.
out there. Okay, speaking of stats, you ready for this stat?
Can't wait.
I got exit velo.
No, I heard this today. It was one of the most incredible stats I think I have heard in a long time. Let's just put it like that. You ready for this?
Christian McCaffrey has 95% of their yards.
Nope.
Nope. What is it?
In the last 20 games, the last 20 opponents that have played the 49ers are 1-19 in their next week. The next week after they play San
Holy
Francisco.
crow.
Whoa.
The 49ers beat them up so bad. If you lose to the 49ers twice, In the last 20 opponents San Francisco has played, that opponent has lost their next game in 19 of the last 20 instances.
So you're talking about the Cowboys?
Yeah. So the Cowboys play this week against the Chargers.
So the
I got the
Cowboys should
Chargers.
lose.
Yeah.
I do. I had the Chargers.
Right.
Now I'm doubling down on the Chargers. That's a great stat.
Something. That is an incredible statistic.
No, that is. That means you're the men. You're busting folks up, and they don't recover the next week.
They can't. Isn't that something?
That's
so. If
solid.
If you're on the Cowboys this week,
what'd you hear that Veasan?
No, Colin.
Oh,
Coward.
Colin, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colin.
Thank you, Colin.
Double check that.
Yeah. He was talking to some NFL guy.
I still like the Chargers anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, didn't they come off the bye?
They did.
Chargers?
They're coming off a bye. And
I don't know if that matters.
Then we come off the bye and play at the Chargers. So we'll see how that works out.
Hey, I wanted to play this for you. This is from C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
This is from his Twitter.
This is from his Instagram, I believe.
His Instagram, okay.
See me division around. We'll come back and test some shit up. Y'all boys, stay tuned. Y'all girls, stay tuned. Shoulder getting better. I'm getting better. I'm telling you. Ever see the body again? The cold stuff is the gun in my holster. I'm telling you, I'll be back.
So he's going to be back by the divisional round.
That means he's got to miss the wild card game.
There is going to be no wild card.
No wild card. That's right. I like that.
Be no wild
if the
card.
Lions win the wild card, then the season's been a failure.
Right.
That used to be the only thing we'd make was the wild card round.
Terry, have you
Except back in
adjusted
91.
at all? What did you think for the Lions record-wise prior to the season, and then have you adjusted that as we've gone on here?
I thought for the first time in my life, the Lions were a real organization. Mm-hmm. They were building a real team with real leadership. I picked them to win 11 games.
Okay. Have you adjusted that? Have you
not.
altered that?
I'm sticking with 11.
That's something too, because I said 12-5, and to be honest with you, I can't find 4 more losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the NFL
injuries,
works.
Right.
It's something out of the blue just comes out.
Right.
And bites you in the ass.
That's the problem.
That will happen to the Lions. It happens to everybody.
Okay, hey, Ryan, do our old bit.
What?
Get the Lions schedule up.
Okay.
And let's run them by Terry. Let's let Terry find 4 more losses.
Okay.
On here, right?
Terry? We can do this. Can I get a little beat?
Yeah, let's get a little
JB,
beat. Now,
give
Terry,
me a little beat.
Pay attention,
ready.
Terry. He's going to tell you who's home and who's away. Here we go.
All right. At Tampa.
Win.
At Baltimore.
Loss.
Oh.
Monday Night Football at home against the Raiders.
Might be too hyped up. Loss.
Oh. He's just looking for losses.
At the Chargers.
That's a loss.
3 straight losses. Now you go Bears.
Win.
Packers.
Win.
At Saints.
Win.
At Bears.
Win.
Broncos.
Win.
At Vikings.
Let's call that one a loss.
At Cowboys.
They're going to beat them there. Cowboys overrated.
Home against Minnesota.
Win.
So that's 4 more losses.
There you
So
go.
that's 11 and.
Oh, you got 12 and
so that's
5.
12-5.
All right. So he found 4 losses.
They found 4 losses. You got to find them.
You got him on a 3-game losing streak,
You got to
though.
find them.
You think this team's going to lose 3 games in a row? I don't.
Probably not. But I was under the gun.
You were.
Make a decision.
You were under the gun. You did well. You did well.
Oh,
He
man.
found 4 losses.
So great.
And I do think they'll lose a division game somewhere. Why not at Minnesota, where, they usually screw up somehow at Minnesota. So maybe that is the loss.
I don't think Minnesota's played that bad.
They
just
don't.
can't win.
No, they don't.
So
They're
yeah.
good. I think they're good. Good enough to lose.
But like I said, I saw them play Tampa, and I'm like, oh, they must be kicking Tampa's ass. I
Yeah.
wasn't really looking at
That
the
was
score.
opening
I'm like,
night. Opening day.
how are they behind in this game?
So crazy. I mean, you talk about the Lions. I'm just looking at the Lions here. They've won 3 straight games by 14 points or more.
Yeah.
Let alone lose 3 straight. I can't even fathom them lose 3 straight games in a row. Let alone.
But fellas, here's what's going to happen.
Crazy.
And we don't know what game it's going to be. Jared Goff is going to throw 3 interceptions in a game, and they will lose that game. We just don't know where it's coming
Well,
from.
I'll tell you who it won't be against. Denver. The Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson is toast.
What happened?
Russell Wilson might be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL currently. But I'm not sure there's a starting quarterback in the NFL in week 6 this week that will be worse than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe we should have seen this in Seattle when he was rolling. His teammates weren't exactly, blowing down the windows saying this guy was good. There was grumblings that he was overrated. There were grumblings he was a diva and stuff. You don't ever hear that, so maybe the Seattle knew what was happening.
I mean, even if he is a diva, fine. He's just not a good quarterback.
Well, he wasn't good, and he was a diva.
Listen, Sean Payton came in. We all thought this is going to be a great reclamation project. He's going to come in and be on the same page with Russ. And he has done nothing but really tear him down. Look what RG3 said. Let's put that up again. See if you can read that.
Here
Ryan.
it is. The Denver Broncos aren't playing to win football games. They are playing to win the blame game. That's what happens when Sean Payton comes in throwing shade at his Super Bowl winning quarterback, Wilson, every chance he gets. The locker room will implode because no one believes the coach has the best interest at heart. I understand that from RG3. I do. But Russell Wilson got traded from Seattle for a reason. He wasn't good the second half of 21. He wasn't good in 22, and he's not good in 23. So he wasn't good under Pete Carroll leaving there. Pete Carroll shipped him out. He wasn't good under Nathaniel Hackett. Nathaniel Hackett got fired because you couldn't fire the quarterback at that time. Now you bring in Sean Payton, and now you're blaming it on Sean Payton. And yes, I do not agree that Sean Payton is maybe putting him in the best position to win. He's toast.
Well, what he's not doing, Rye, is he's not lifting him. He's pushing them down. Here's a guy that's probably down right now. You need a guy, your boss has to come in and be good to you. Sometimes that you don't react well when people are killing you. And he's getting killed, and obviously it doesn't work. Pete Carroll never ripped him. They did have one type of argument. If you remember 2 years ago when he went in and he's like, wow, I'm not sitting in on this. Remember when he wasn't sitting in on Pete Carroll's offensive meetings?
He said it's either me or Pete Carroll.
Right.
He wanted Pete Carroll fired.
Exactly. And it
According
didn't work.
to reports,
It
allegedly.
it blew up. And now here it is. He's with a guy that was sitting at Fox last year.
Sean Payton.
Yeah, I'm talking about Sean Payton.
But you have to.
Now
the
he comes
ego's
back.
involved in this. Sean Payton was a guy that said the previous coach was one of the worst coaching jobs he's ever seen.
I think Sean Payton is
not
wrong.
going to take responsibility for anything that goes wrong.
I think Sean Payton is wrong in this situation. I do.
I understand that, and both things can be true, can't they?
Yeah.
I mean, both things can be true. Is there a team in the National Football League that you say Russell Wilson can get that team to a Super Bowl and win a championship?
I think he'd be an improvement with the Jets. I do. I think if you put him with the Jets, that they would be a playoff contending team.
Well, he's not going there with the
I know that.
Nathaniel Hackett.
I know that. You asked me about a team,
and
I'm giving you a team that's on the cusp.
But again, we saw what he could do in Nathaniel Hackett's offense last year. So why, if he couldn't do it with Nathaniel Hackett last year, why can he do it with Nathaniel Hackett
because
this year?
He has Breece Hall. Who did he have last year? Javonte Williams was okay, but he's got Garrett Wilson. He's got guys. Jerry Jeudy is a. Did you see what happened with Jerry Jeudy against Steve Smith?
It's terrible.
I wish I could play the audio for you guys. But Steve Smith on Amazon Prime was going after Jerry Jeudy all week on his podcast. Jerry Jeudy
called
comes
him
up
a
to him.
jag.
Yeah, he calls him up a jag. Just a guy. Just a guy. So Jerry Jeudy parades up to him during a broadcast, and he's like yelling at him, dancing, and blah, blah, blah. So Steve Smith says, come on over here. I want to talk to you. So he told him basically, F you. So then Steve Smith said, that's it. Gloves are off. Anyone out there that wants to trade for Jerry Jeudy, come to me first. I'm going to tell you right now, he sucks. He's gutless. He's a wide receiver 3 at best. He'll never be anything.
Steve Smith is a Hall of Famer. I think he knows a little.
I think he knows. But if you have punks like that you're throwing to, now you got Garrett Wilson and Randall Cobb to throw to.
No doubt, man.
It's different.
But you were talking about Nathaniel Hackett. there's a difference between a guy as a head coach and a position coach.
Right.
Some people, I mean, some guys can do the head coaching thing, and some guys just can't.
Like Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz, hey, that's what I was thinking about. Right.
Hey, by the way, I just figured out something just hit me. I know why Philly is a little off. The Eagles.
Matt Patricia.
They got Matt Patricia.
Oh, that's right.
Matt Patricia has infected him. He's in the bloodstream.
Right.
How does he get another shot
I have
to
no
screw
idea.
somebody up?
I have
It
no
just hit me.
idea.
No wonder they look like they're ready to lose.
Unbelievable. Guys, we got to take a break. Fill in the blank Friday when we come back. But first, a message from Feldman.
Yes, since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast and convenient and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With over 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com today to find the locations nearest to you, and also catch Woodward Sports live from Feldman Chevy of Novi every other Monday. That's Feldman Chevrolet.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Let me tell you about Outdoor Equipment Company, official outdoor equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators. It's wintertime, ladies and gentlemen. You know you're going to need one eventually. Now, Snow X plows and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Hour number 2 of the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz program. I'm Ryan. Terry Foster in for Braylon today. And, of course, Tom Mazaway is with us as well. J.B. Parker with us. Do we have that, Maz? Is that what you wanted to do?
We are getting the Steve Smith audio for you.
We are getting the Steve
We'll
Smith
play it
audio
for you in case you guys did not see it.
We're
It's
looking forward to
it's
that.
It's big time trending, obviously, on Twitter.
Oh, big time. Is that what the kids say? Is that what the kids
That's what
say?
they say.
It's
At least-
trending?
At least I think they say that.
All right.
It's gone viral. How's that?
All right, well, how about we move along here with a little fill-in-the-blank Friday? Oh, you got it?
I got it, if
Oh,
you
you got
want
it.
it.
All right, here it is. Steve Smith.
We had some company on that one. You know, I don't know if Russ saw Jerry Jeudy on that. Did you see him?
Listen, this is a time for me where when I used to play, I would engage and I love that. But right now, I'm 44 years old. I don't need to have this drama, and I also don't need to have any problems on the sideline for me doing something that will jeopardize not just me, but him. And I'll be honest, and I have to say it just like this. One of the biggest problems we have in the media, especially as a young black man, is sometimes black on black crime. I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not going to engage where the national media can see two young African-American men acting like we ain't got no sense. He didn't like what I said, that's fine. I wanted to talk to him. He didn't like it, so we move on. But I'm one, I'm not going to lose my job, and two, I'm not going to disrespect my family by showing that I have not matured and handle my business the way I should handle my business. We got a flight to catch to London. We got things to do. We ain't got time to be watching a dude do nothing. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Steve.
right behind the Amazon broadcast center, dancing around. Then he'll jump back around. He's going to be saying some stuff. He's just basically dancing and having a good time, but he's busting chops on Steve Smith. That's Jerry Jeudy we're talking about.
Man, my first reaction to that is, shouldn't Jerry Jeudy be focused on the Chiefs?
Yeah. Shouldn't he be with his team at that point, or at least...
but that's young and entitled.
Yeah.
And the one thing that Steve Smith said that's really prevalent in the black community, black people don't like to see two blacks battling each other in front of whites. Because then y'all say, oh, there they go again, the little Negroes acting like fools and stuff. We don't like to see that. And so he addressed that in his little take. And you see one guy who's mature, Steve Smith, and you see another guy that's not, Jerry Jeudy. He's just kind of, I'm entitled, I'm in the NFL, I'm making millions of dollars, and he doesn't understand the repercussions of acting ignorant in front of the public.
Acting the fool.
And, for Steve Smith, too, kudos to Steve Smith because...
he wanted to go after him.
Well, he did. And you know what? Is Jerry Jeudy going to lose his job, or is Steve Smith going to lose his job?
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith's going to lose his job.
At worst, Jerry Jeudy gets a fine.
Right. Gets a fine or gets traded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's going to get traded.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
Well, one other thing, when you get older, don't mess with young bucks because they'll kill you.
Right.
We think we can do it, but we can't. Don't be messing with these young bucks out here. They don't know any better.
Facts.
That's a great point too. Even the older I get, the more careful I get. And I'm, I don't know. I saw this guy yesterday.
There's a guy I'd like to go punch.
Right. Tell us about that, Maz. What's going on in your life?
I bought a car for my daughter Lily after Maddie wrecked her car. My daughter Maddie's 16. She wrecked her older daughter, or her older sister Lily, who's 21 now, wrecked her car. So Lily didn't have a car to go back to school. We had to give her hours. I had to find another car for her. So I find a used car through a family friend. I go look at it. Car looks like it's beautiful, mint condition. The guy says, well kept. Had 115,000 miles on it. And I paid him pretty good, top dollar for it. So we take it a month later. Less than a month later, we got 600 miles on it. That's it, 600 since we took it. And it now needs over $3,000 in work.
Sold you a lemon.
It needs all new brakes, rotors. There's a coil in the back that's broke. It needs calipers. It needs struts and shocks. Yada, yada, yada. I took him at his word. I was the idiot. I didn't get it checked. I didn't have the time. I just did not have the time to go get his car, leave him a car, take it to my mechanic, wait for my mechanic to look at it. I took the guy at his word, and now the guy has ghosted me. After I begged him, I'm showing him. I went to 2 different mechanics. This is what it costs. Can you pay me half? Give me $1,500 towards it. I paid him, like I said, top dollar. And instead, he ghosted me, and it sucks. And my wife happens to know the girl he's going to marry. And, we feel bad for her because it ain't going to go well for that. I'll tell you that right now.
You know what kind of guy that guy is.
Because this guy is not a good guy. But, that's what I'm going through right now. So I would love to go and punch somebody out. But here I am, a 61-and-a-half-year-old man, and I've got a job that I got to keep, and I got kids in school. I can't go do something stupid, although I would really love to.
All right. It's your fault, Maz.
I know.
This is your fault.
Yeah.
When it comes to used cars, you can't trust other people. When you buy a big-ticket item and it's been used, whether it's a car or a house or a motorcycle or a bike, boat, you got to get it checked.
Yeah, I know.
You got to go through like
a
company.
I know. There was just no time between the two of us to get me to do that.
But because it was a family friend,
I trusted.
You took the guy at his word.
Yeah. Now I could say
he knew he could take advantage of you because of the family friend thing.
Now he might not have known all this was going to happen, but it did, and it's just good faith. If you sell someone something, it's less than a month. My kid has it. He knows her. Pay half. I paid you over what the car was worth. Pay half. But he's not gonna. He's not gonna.
Has he had character issues before that you know?
I've never really known him but he's flawed. He is. Mm-hmm. He's a flawed individual.
Oh, you know what is not flawed? You know who is not flawed?
Who?
Jeff Iafrate. It is the Lions pregame show each and every Sunday. You can catch it right here. You can catch it right after the Terry Foster-led Woodward and Maine show,
Yes.
Lions Insider show.
You know, that would be my favorite show if it wasn't for this show.
You have the final word here. Jeff Iafrate and special guest host will be with you on Sunday for the Lions pregame show right here, Woodward Sports Network, on our YouTube channel. It is time now for Fill in the Blank Friday. We are going to do that next. One quick break on the other side. Fill in the Blank Friday, but first a message from Swiss.
Yes, Swiss. Do you have football on the brain like us? Of course you do. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year has already been awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com or give them a call at 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
As Braylon would say, it's getting cold outside, so it's time to move that golf game inside. And downtown has the newest sports bar. It has a 13-TrackMan simulator, certified instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and restaurant. It's 5-Iron Golf. The golf leagues are back once again and compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Bring a foursome or sign up as an individual to be placed on a team at 5irongolf.com. Also, use code word Woodward10 for 30% off of your league. Once again, that is 5irongolf.com to sign up today.
Some of these guys in the chat are so funny.
Hoof-hearted.
Fletch Liv says, Maz, don't do white on white crime.
I have a guy that says I boxed in the Golden Gloves. Yes!
Oh, God.
Technically, Mass is not white.
Right, that's
That's
true.
right, I am
Technically,
not.
I am not either.
100% Arabic.
I am an Arab. Right. I am an Arab as well.
Yeah, you like 2% Arabic. That
No,
don't count.
50.
50.
My mom's
Oh,
100%
shut up.
Lebanese.
Damn.
Kifak amo.
Kifak.
Let's see. Where were some of these other ones? Maz, we got you.
We got Broder says, where do you want me to pick you up, Maz? Let's go.
We ride at dawn.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
That
is my favorite.
Hoof-hearted.
Hoof-hearted? You like that?
Hoof-hearted.
Very good. Hey,
I love
guys,
that.
fill in the blank Friday. You ready to rock and roll? Maz, you want to read
I'm
them
ready.
today?
How about you read them
Okay,
today?
I'll read them today.
Thanks,
you ready?
buddy. I'll take my glasses
All right.
off.
Terry Foster, I
Yes.
read the sentence or the question. You fill in the blank. How about that?
Okay, I was practicing this afternoon. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. The Lions have scored 20 or more points in 14 straight games. They will score blank points on Sunday.
How about 27?
Okay, so
Keep the streak going.
Streak continues. Tom Mazaway.
I got him at 27 as well, but I don't want to tie him.
Okay.
So I'll say 31.
Ooh.
31.
Ooh.
31. How about you, Rod?
I'm going to go ahead and say 38. There you go. Lay the wood.
38.
Lay the wood. I don't know. It's just a number. Guys, the Bucs have rushed for over 110 plus yards. 110 plus yards in 2 of their 4 games this season. Tampa Bay, Terry, will rush for blank yards on Sunday.
They will rush for 96 yards on Sunday.
Carolina ran for 99 yards, almost busted that record. This week, Rachaad White and Baker Mayfield put together will run for 78 yards. Put together.
Look at that.
There you go. Lions defense.
The Tampa Bay will rush for under 50 yards.
Oh, they
shut him way down.
Under 50
You don't
yards.
believe in Rachaad White.
They are going to do everything in their power to make Baker beat them. And they are not going to let that happen. And we appreciate everybody in the chat as well, by the way.
Shane D, 150 for Shane
150.
D. Everyone else is under 100 so far.
Everybody's under 100, except Jordan Leinert is pretty close to me. He says 51.
All right.
Wow, you guys make me change my mind. Can I say 2 yards now?
Yeah.
No, you stick with yours.
You can't go over,
I'm gonna
right?
stick
You
with
can't go over.
You're probably the way closer than you and me.
Right.
Well,
and
we'll
Ryan.
see.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Jamison Williams was targeted 3 times against Carolina last week. This week, J-Mo will see blank targets.
5 targets.
5 targets.
I don't think the trust is there for him yet.
It's funny you say that because Jamison Williams was asked about that yesterday in the locker room in the media session, and one of the things he talked about, he said he and Jared Goff stay after practice every day, and they're trying to work to develop that trust. So
It's not there. And in that interview, he did something I didn't like. Everybody was talking about, okay, J-Mo, you blocked and you did a good job and everything. He said, yeah, so you answer questions. And then someone asked about the drop pass, and he went, ha, 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 ha. I'm thinking, are you surprised somebody asked that question? Do you think that question was not going to be asked?
Right.
I think the
I
drop
heard that.
was a significant thing because it showed he's not, this team is built on grit and toughness, right? He's not gritty and not tough.
Because he was going to he felt those footsteps,
And
too.
the footsteps weren't even that close.
Right, yeah.
I don't blame them, by the way. They had that game in hand. That's fine. I want to keep them in one piece. Okay? I'm going to say, how many did they have last week?
All right, Tom Mazaway, here's the question for you again. Jamison Williams last week was targeted 3 times versus Carolina. This week he will see blank targets.
I'll go double that.
6.
I'm going to go 6, and I'm going to say he's going to score a touchdown.
David Baxter
this
says
week.
5. Dan says 5. Nick Duncan says 8.
How
about
break
Patrick
him?
Ofaria says 10.
Touchdown, Terry, or no? Touchdown? Touchdown?
No touchdown.
Okay.
No touchdown, 5 targets.
I feel like with Amon-Ra St. Brown back as well, I'm going to say
that helps.
4 targets.
Doesn't help that much to you.
4 targets, 4 catches. How about that?
4 for 4?
4 for 4. I am
well,
waiting
you
for
got to
him
drop one.
Okay, so 3 catches, 4 targets.
Remember when
Fair
Dan
enough.
Campbell said a couple months ago, J-Mo's not that possession type of receiver. He's not a guy that's going to catch every ball thrown to him. He's not that kind of guy. But he's going to get past the defense, and eventually he's going to learn to cradle those footballs in. So he even said that.
All right, he did say that. Is he a wide receiver or a defensive end?
I know.
Aiden Hutchinson can even catch it with one hand.
Mm-hmm. He does feel like, to me, and again, at what point, let's just say he stays healthy here, okay? At what point do you feel you'll see a breakout game from him?
Yeah.
Does that, I mean...
It's got to be.
Well,
it's got to be any time now.
Okay, so again, I just looking at the schedule. At Tampa, at the Ravens, home against the Raiders, at the Chargers.
Maybe the Monday night game will be his
Maybe.
Who do they play the 3rd game next season? We don't know that yet. That might be the game.
Right.
Terry's going with the divisional playoff.
Right,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, you would like to see one from the number 12 overall selection last year.
Terry, that would be
Absolutely.
next year. This year's playoffs will be played next year.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I almost skipped a question. Oh, I will not skip it. David Montgomery has scored a touchdown in all 4 games he has played this season. David Montgomery will blank score Wait, no, he blank score a touchdown versus the Bucs. So basically, it's will or will not.
Yes.
He will score a touchdown.
David Montgomery's the son of the bitch. Mm-hmm. He's tough. He moves the pile. He's
the perfect running back for this team.
He sure is.
And a significant upgrade over Jamal Williams. He just is. When Jamal Williams left, Terry, I think we were like, we love Jamal Williams. And then you're like, oh, okay, David Montgomery, I didn't see this coming.
Right. And we like Jamal Williams because he was, don't play us.
Right.
We're here. And he was very enthusiastic. And I think we felt the Lions needed that enthusiasm to win. No, they don't. They don't need that enthusiasm to win. They just need good players. They need the culture, and they've got all that. They don't need Jamal Williams.
Parker, you got something?
Yeah, I have a little stat for you guys. So
let me hear this.
David Montgomery is one of two running backs this season that have been on a new team that has scored a touchdown in every single game on that new team. The other running back is Christian McCaffrey.
Look at that.
Oh. Yeah, that's good company.
Christian McCaffrey was with the 49ers last year, though.
Well, ever since he's been on the 49ers, he has scored a touchdown
every game he's played.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's an interesting
He got new life when Carolina dealt him. New life.
I, too, by the way, believe he will score a touchdown versus the Bucs. Oh, all
Me
three.
Too.
Okay,
yeah.
excuse me.
Obviously. I think he'll put two touchdowns in.
I'm going for 2-2.
Yeah.
2-2.
Right.
Not 22, but 2-2.
All right, sorry about that. All right, here we go. The
You want me to take over?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Let me take over.
Just one.
You drink some water and get some ice cubes down there. All right, the NFL game you're most looking forward to this weekend, besides the Lions game, Terry, is which one?
Who's Philadelphia play?
I'll give you
The
a couple
Jets.
options. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that probably Philly and the Jets.
That's good. Guess what? They're playing at the same time that our game will be playing.
Okay.
You know what game I'm looking forward to the most is Seattle and Cincinnati.
That's a good one. Two good playoff teams.
Yeah, it is. And the Bengals did get a win last week, kind of waiting for them to figure things out. Seattle coming off the bye week. So looking forward to that. But if I'm being honest, the football game that I am most looking forward to this weekend is Washington and Oregon.
Yeah.
It's a college football game.
Doesn't have to be an NFL game?
Well, yes, it does.
No.
But I wanted to get that in there.
That is going to be a hell of a game.
That is the beginning of the college football playoffs.
Yes.
How about me? I will take USC at Notre Dame then, if you want to go there. No, you ready for this? I'll go off the board. I'll take the Bears and Vikings.
Oh, God.
I want to see who wins this freaking game between the Bears and the Vikings. Because I love watching our division.
Oh, my God.
I love the black and blue division. I always like watching our division.
You know what I love? I love good football.
Yeah.
Like, I love bad football, too, because it's football.
Obviously, he likes bad football.
But,
He wants to watch the Bears play.
Bears played good last week. They won.
But they're bad.
If there's one team, speaking of the Bears, if there's one team that you never have to watch, Terry Foster, you get one team that you can choose that you will never have to watch on national television again. Who would it be?
For this year?
For this year.
Oh, I got mine forever.
I'm going to go Carolina.
Carolina, that's a good one.
I got the Steelers.
Yeah.
I never like watching the Steelers.
Boring.
They bore the living daylights.
They boring, but they're the Steelers.
I don't care. I'm sick of watching the Steelers. I'm done.
I
with
got
the
this
Steelers.
one for you. How about the Denver Broncos?
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
Can we be done with Denver,
No.
too?
I like to get see them yelling at each other on the sideline.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, no doubt. Oh, man. All right, guys. Hey, it's our pick segment. We're going to do it next. I got to take a break, though. That was fun. It was a fun fill in the blank Friday for you.
You did a great job.
Thank you. All right, pick segment next.
Thanks for everything.
But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security
I'm going to do this,
expert.
too?
experts that have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Terry,
stay out.
There you
that
go.
number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Stay out of here. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Stay out.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Les Stanford Buick GMC. That's right. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. Offers the same great service that customers have come to know. They're located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. And if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, check out Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 50 years. You can find the brand you want under one umbrella, LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
You think I was going to let you down on Find New Roads?
No, I knew you weren't. I
right.
knew you weren't. I knew you weren't. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Ryan Ermanni, Terry Foster in for Braylon today. Tom Mazaway here as well. Young man, Tom Mazaway.
Ready?
Here you go, bud.
Let's get it over.
We gotta get. Hold on. Let me write down Terry's name too.
Put Terry in there. Now you go over the records first.
Yeah, since I'm here every Friday now.
That's right.
I might as well be on there.
All right. What is the records here?
They're up there.
Where?
They're on your sheet, buddy.
Oh, they're on the sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan is 18 and 17. 18 and 17. Braylon is 16 and 19, and Maz 21 and 14.
All right.
Let's see if I can keep it going.
So you got a 3-game lead on me.
I do.
You got a 3-game lead on me.
I'm going to bottom it out this weekend.
Okay.
I'm taking you down. Although I will say, this is a very tough week.
Very tough.
It is. It's a very tough week because I'm in another pool that I have to pick every game with the spread, and I had a very difficult time picking these games. So here we go. First game on the docket, Terry's favorite game of the week. The Eagles invading the Mazzolands in New Jersey, taking on the Jets. Jets. Jets are a home underdog. What are they getting, Ryan?
7.
7.
You don't have a sheet in front of you?
I do. They're getting 7, Terry. You can lead off.
I don't like that spread. I'm going to go Jets, Jets.
You got to play the number. Home dog by touchdown. Got to take the Jets.
Braylon is taking Philly. He sent me his picks. So put Braylon in. Put me down for the green and white. I will take Zach Wilson to keep that 1-game winning streak alive and make it
Which green and
2
white?
wise. That's right.
Philly is
Jets.
kind of green and gray, are they?
Yeah, they're green and black.
Yeah,
Green
they're
and
not green and
black.
white.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Game number 2. This game to me seems like it's been played every week. The AFC South to me is not a fun. AFC North is just one of those divisions. Here's a crossover with the Titans. It's the Ravens at the Titans.
In London.
In London.
9:30 a.m.
This is a 9:30 a.m. game. The Titans get the home game here. They'll get the end zones painted with their name. They are getting 4 in London. Ravens favored by 4, Ryan.
I'm going to go with the Titans. I feel like this is a field goal game.
You got the Titans?
Titans.
Terry?
I'm going to go Ravens. I think Mr. Jackson is going to have a good game.
Bounce back game from last week's loss.
Yes.
Braylon and I will both take the Ravens as well.
Okay.
Nevermore.
I could pick up a game or lose a game.
There you go.
Bam. There you go.
Next game, we have another home underdog. The Vikings in Chicago taking on the Bears. The Bears are getting 2.5 points. Terry.
These two squads don't like each other. Minnesota is the better team.
They are.
They will win it. They'll go by over 3, 2.5.
It's almost automatic for me to take a divisional home dog, so I'll go Chicago in the points.
Braylon, give him the Bears as well. I will be with Terry and take the Purple Gang. God bless you.
Thank you.
Give me Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, although they do not have Justin Jefferson.
This is a very difficult week.
It is. You might pick up a couple games here, right?
We'll see.
All right, we go now to Cleveland. The 49ers, best team in football, going to Cleveland. No Deshaun Watson. No Deshaun Watson. We don't know what's going on with him. His coach last week said he's healthy. This week, no one says anything. He doesn't practice all week. Rumor is he's got a rotator cuff injury. But why would the coach throw him under the bus like that? I don't think anyone likes Deshaun Watson. The Browns are getting 8.5 in the dog pound. Ryan.
I'm going to go with San Francisco just because I don't even know who Cleveland's quarterback is.
Well, he's the former USFL quarterback, XFL quarterback.
That definitely give me San Francisco.
Yeah, PJ Tucker.
Definitely give me.
He's won a game last year with the
definitely
Carolina.
give me San Francisco.
Okay, 49.
Yeah, unless it's Kurt Warner playing quarterback, I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Braylon is taking the Niners as well. I will shock the world and take the Browns.
You hold your nose, huh?
I will take the Browns. I will shock the world and take the Browns and the 8.5. Next game, Ryan's game. Seattle at the Bengals. Cincinnati, a very slight 2.5 point favorite at home. Ryan.
I love this Seattle Seahawks team. I absolutely love them. Off a bye. And I don't know if I'm going to be right. I probably won't be right that when I said Seattle was going to win the NFC West, but they're still a damn good team. I'm going to take the Seahawks on the road off a bye.
And are people still sleeping on the Seahawks? They were supposed to come into Ford Field, get their asses kicked. It didn't happen. I think they'll go to Cincinnati, do their business there. I'm going Seahawks.
So is Braylon.
Okay.
I'm taking the Bengals. At home. Joe Burrow played his best game last week. So did his top receiver.
Isn't it funny how we just always navigate towards our favorites?
Yeah.
Too. You have the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
I do, but I kind of backed off of him because how bad Joe looked.
Pick him every week.
But
he's getting healthier.
He is getting healthier. So I'm going to stick with the Bengals at home to hold serve. Mm-hmm. By the way, get me off the Browns. I don't know what the hell I was talking about.
You don't want Cleveland?
No, get me back. Get me to the 49ers. I'm shook up there. Okay. I'm shook up. So get me to Niners. All right.
I officially have given you San Francisco.
Thank you. We got 2 more games to go. Okay. The Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons. Desmond Ridder, quarterback for the Falcons, has never lost a home game in his college career and his pro career. He's 31-0. The Falcons are a 2.5 point favorite. Commanders coming off the bye week. Terry.
Well, he'll lose his first home game. I don't like the Commanders, but I don't like Atlanta either. I'm going Commanders.
I too, Terry, am with you.
Okay.
After Magic Johnson tore into the Washington Commanders for the lackluster performance last week, I'm going to go with Washington.
Braylon will as well, and so will I.
Wow.
And it's going to be the Magic Johnson game.
Yeah.
Big Magic Johnson. All right, here we go. So we got a sweep there. That means the Falcons are easily winning that game.
Right.
Finally, our game, Lions at the Bucks. Buccaneers just picked up an extra half a point. They're getting 3.5 as a home underdog, Ryan.
Well, that's just because they know now this one's going to get out of hand. I think Lions by double digits, Detroit. Lions, baby.
I have never felt this way in my life.
I'm
I
already
just feel the
writing it
Lions
down.
cannot lose this game.
Feel
and
that
I feel
guy's
that
head.
they're going to win it, not easily, but relatively easily. I'm going to go Lions.
Give it a sweep. Braylon and me.
Oh, yeah.
With the Honolulu blue and
So
silver.
we have 3 sweeps here. We all have San Francisco, we all have Washington, and we all have Detroit. This girl out here,
she's admiring herself.
Can you? Oh,
Look at it. She
darn
just took a picture.
Oh man,
She took
just
a picture,
took a picture
and
of herself.
those little lips. There's a lot of women
hold on.
around
I think
here.
she's an Instagram
So wait a minute.
influencer.
So this is what happened. Zoom out for us there, Park.
Doing that for you.
So here at the Palatial Woodward Sports Studios at 15 in Woodward, we can see out. You can't see in. And it almost is like a mirror
It's a
that
mirror.
reflects. So this girl was standing right here with her Instagram, and she was like,
Don't forget to purse those lips.
Stick out your tongue.
You know who else does that? I shouldn't make fun of her, but Gabrielle D.
Oh,
Phillips
yeah.
does that too.
She's a girl. She's a woman.
And she brushes her hair without a brush.
Yeah.
we tried to.
That's a fluff. That's called the fluff.
I wish like
My daughters do it too.
one day, because one day we gotta get it. It's so funny
We gotta
when you
get like
see
a cam
somebody
set
do
up
it.
right there.
Yeah.
But she
Like,
really
you'll
flex.
catch them at
You
the right
almost
moment.
need the Woodward cam. We almost need a cam, and call it the Woodward cam. Put it right out in front of JB's
booth.
Because
there.
if you asked her about it, I didn't do that. We
Everyone
gotta
that
talk about
walks by will check themselves out. It's a fact. There's no
gotcha
one
game,
walks
Cam.
by and doesn't look at
Right.
themselves.
Oh my God! It's
Now,
so
fellas,
awesome.
do you check yourselves out?
No, I
when
don't
you go
want to
by a
ever
mirror?
look at
The
myself.
only thing I do is I make sure I don't have any bugs in my nose or like something in my teeth or.
I'm in the
something
car.
like
I do
that.
my check in the car, and I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done. I know what I look like,
never
and I'm
thought
not
I'd
liking
say-
it.
I never thought I'd say bugs.
Bugs.
Well, I check myself in the mirror because I don't want toothpaste on my
Okay.
beard or something like
yeah,
that. So I check
something.
for toothpaste.
Well, you're a
once
handsome
it's there.
fella anyway.
Oh my
You
God!
always look good.
Hey, you know what we got to do though, Maz? You and I need a survivor pick.
I got it in there.
Okay, who's your survivor pick?
I'm taking. Well, let's go over all my picks so far.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I have picked so far.
Oh, you do have it in here. Okay. Okay.
I had the Baltimore Ravens,
Yep.
which they won. I had the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
The Chiefs.
Yep.
The 49ers.
Yep.
And the Lions.
Yep.
This week, I'm going with the Miami Dolphins.
Whoa, I like it.
Miami Dolphins. I'm forgetting who they're playing.
Carolina,
They're playing
back
Carolina.
to back weeks against Carolina. Lions versus Carolina.
right.
Miami versus Carolina.
Okay.
You got to pick the Jags if they're playing in London.
I did last. I had them last week, but I didn't pick them as my survivor.
You ready for this one?
Ryan? You had.
I had Washington, Magic Johnson, Dan Snyder's Washington team early in the season, Philadelphia, Seattle, San Francisco, Miami, and this week, Matthew Stafford in the L.A. Rams.
Yep, he's
How
rolling the
about that?
dice.
Rolling the dice.
Terry, you know how Survivor works?
I do.
One game a week. You cannot pick the same team. They just have to win.
I've heard that. Yes.
We had everybody in the place here was in it eventually. Originally,
the only two in it?
Braylon lasted 1 week.
JB.
Parker,
lose the first
JB lasted 1 week. Parker lasted 2 weeks.
No, I lasted 3 weeks, man.
3 weeks, and then Ryan and I are still surviving.
How can you get knocked out in the first weekend?
Well, I'm
It's easy. The first week's hard.
I'm taking a chance here, fellas, because I too.
You could have taken Buffalo.
Well, I think Buffalo is the pick this
yeah, they're
week.
playing the Giants.
But
Let me talk to you.
that's right. Thank you, L.A. Knight. Yeah. Next week is a hell of a week.
Oh my God.
Next week, there is no team that you could possibly want other than Buffalo. So I have to pick Buffalo next week.
How about whoever's playing the Giants?
The Giants play the Jets That's a toss-up. I think all the games next week are like 1-2 points.
That is not a toss-up. And I tell you, I think the Jets are going to kick the Giants' ass.
Well, there you go.
I'll say that right there.
So there you go. That's my Survivor picks.
That's fun, man.
Hey, I want to check in on some college football. We'll do that next. But first, a message from Big Boy.
All right, guys, you know how it is. Big Boy is the home of the Big Boy and the burger. Check out that beautiful bacon chicken burger, the bacon hamburger, the bacon cheeseburger. If you want chicken, you got to go to the Dolly chicken sandwich or Bob's hot chicken sandwich if you like your chicken a little bit spicy. And those French fries, got to upgrade them to the chili cheese fries or the loaded baked potato fries and save room for dessert because you want to get into the Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake or the funnel cake fries as well. Grab yourself a strawberry shake while you're there, just like Terry likes it. At Big Boy.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At the Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football, K-8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and so much more. Now the Academy of Warren is accepting new enrollments, so go to the academyofwarren.net, that website again, academyofwarren.net.
How's everybody doing out there today? Ryan Ermanni, Terry Foster in for Braylon. We've got Tom Mazaway. Guys, I want to talk a little college football. Terry, what have you seen from Michigan this year? 3 Big Ten games this year. They have an average margin of victory in just the 3 Big Ten games, 34.6 points per game. Outscored their Big Ten opponents in 3 games by 104 points.
I think I've seen the best Michigan team I've seen in decades. Mm-hmm. I'm a PJ Fleck guy now. He pretty much says it's the best Michigan team he's seen. For the first time in my life, I believe Michigan does have a shot at a national title.
Wait a minute, what year is it? Where am I? For the Lions and now Michigan? Where the hell am I? Who are you?
I don't know, man.
Realist. He's a realist.
Drugs are
I feel
an awful
good.
thing.
He's making me feel good.
He's a realist.
Even in '97, that doesn't count because they didn't play for a national championship. I'm talking about Georgia isn't Georgia, Alabama isn't Alabama anymore. LSU is not this dominant team. In Michigan, what has happened that the elite teams have fallen down a notch or two where Michigan can actually catch them. But Michigan, look, let's face fact. Michigan has a 2-game schedule this year. Ohio State and Penn State. And a lot of people don't even think it's Penn State because James Franklin has so little respect for that man. They just think there's no way that Michigan can lose to that man.
He's not an in-game coach, a good in-game coach.
No, he's not. But
he's a good recruiter. He gets good teams put together.
And that good team with bad coaching decisions can win sometimes.
Yes.
I love Michigan, and again, it's one of those. They're in the Big Ten season now. Next year feels like it'll be a lot different with USC and Oregon and Washington coming in. They don't play UCLA next year, I don't believe. But yeah, I expect more of the same tomorrow in Ann Arbor. Maz, you?
Yeah, they're 30-plus point
33-point
favorites. I mean,
favorites.
what has Indiana done this year? They did hang with Ohio State for 3 quarters. I'll give them that. But Michigan should bury them. As Terry would say, they should mollywop them.
Terry, you mentioned the college football playoff starts tomorrow. Washington and Oregon. That feels like a pretty significant game.
That is, because what you have 5 teams for the 4 slots.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got to eliminate some of those teams. I mean, you're going to have Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Alabama is playing LSU, I believe. Well, LSU's out of it, but Alabama's got to keep winning.
Alabama should probably dominate them. After last
Georgia
year.
has to keep winning.
I think Alabama plays Arkansas tomorrow.
That should be a damn.
Yeah, either way.
Arkansas?
But Georgia and Alabama have to keep winning. So if they lose, they're pretty much done. The committee wants to see Michigan in the Final Four. So all Michigan's got to do is keep winning, or they can lose to Ohio State and win the rest of their games and probably get in. But I think tomorrow with Oregon and Washington, high scoring, what is it going to be, 98 to 96 or something like that? That is the first game of the college football playoffs.
This year's college football playoff is so intriguing to me, okay? Because I don't know how you're going to pick 4 teams.
It's the last time, by the way.
It is the last time, but I just don't know how you're going to pick 4 teams. So you're going to have the SEC champion.
Yep.
Okay. You'll have the Big Ten champion, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, one of those teams. You'll have the winner between Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship, I think. Right?
You better.
Yes.
You better. You're going to have perhaps the Pac-12 champion.
If it's USC.
If it's Washington or Oregon or USC.
That's right.
Right? You've got Washington, Oregon, and USC. Figure one of those teams would get the spot.
In the finale of the Pac-12.
And then, how do you feel about Florida State, gang? The ACC champs.
Right. Do you know why you're intrigued?
Wow.
Because in years past, no matter who won the Pac-10, they're not getting in. No matter who won the the
Big 12?
Big 12,
Yeah.
they're not getting in. Now those teams, that winner, you got to consider them. Okay, they got a shot to get in. That's why it's so intriguing. And then you got Florida State, who's been a no-show for years and years and years.
Okay, just humor me for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let's say you have an unbeaten Washington team, an unbeaten Michigan team, an unbeaten Florida State team, an unbeaten Georgia team, and an unbeaten Oklahoma team.
Wow.
That went through Texas twice, because if Oklahoma's unbeaten, that's what they would have to do.
Yeah.
Or even Texas
One
with
loss
Texas.
Texas.
A one-loss Texas team who would have to beat Oklahoma, the unbeaten team, in a Big 12 championship. How do you choose 4 out of those 5 teams?
Right, and somebody's going to be very upset. But that's why you should have more than 4 teams in the playoffs.
And that's why next year they will, I guess, right?
But if you go Braylon's way, a lot of so-so teams will get in on a 12. Let's say Notre Dame runs the table now. They're a 2-loss Notre Dame team. Let's say they're number 10, 12. You think they deserve to get in?
Yes.
Next year, yes.
Can you imagine if there was a playoff this year between Washington, Oregon, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, USC, Texas, Oklahoma,
Notre
Florida
Dame.
State? Who's winning? Can you tell me who's winning that?
That is fun.
No, they're playing it out.
Yeah.
There's no team here.
This would have been
year.
the perfect year to have 12.
No doubt, 100%.
And next year there's going to
It'll
be
be crap.
two good teams, and that's it.
Yep.
Going to take one more break here, guys, and then I want Terry to give me a thought on the Michigan State Spartans and that whole situation and what is going on. Will they beat Rutgers tomorrow?
Ooh.
Will they win another game
Down in
this
Piscataway.
year? But first, let me tell you, this weekend, this Sunday, immediately following the Lions and Bucks, there's that guy, Tom Mazaway, drinking a Kool-Aid.
I'll be there.
There he is. Good job.
Come and see me.
Go ahead.
You know how it is. Right after the chat, right after the watch party on Sunday, we're going to watch the Tampa Bay Bucks and Lions together after Jeff Iafredi's pregame. We'll watch it together. We'll chat together.
Very
and then
good.
Right
Thank
after
you
the
for
chat,
that.
after the chat, we got the post game.
All right, very good. Now let me tell you about this.
You didn't even give me a chance to finish.
I know, it's fine. Fairwaypacking.com. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. I'm actually going to have some of that tonight. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods, located on Mack Avenue.
Hope they overcook it on you.
No, you can't overcook it. Grab and go steaks or order online. This is a perfect night out. Just right at home with Fairway Packing Company. Fairwaypacking.com.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Bullseye Event Group. Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate party. It's at Eastern Market in Shed 5, and it always is a bash. It starts at 5 o'clock on Monday night for the Monday Night Football game that's happening here in Detroit at the end of the month here. The official Lions tailgate back and better than ever. How would you like to pregame with Woodward Sports? Be treated like a VIP. Food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Get your tickets online today. BullseyeEventGroup.com. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Did you see the Crack Man today on his flight to Tampa, leading everyone on the Lions fight song?
So great.
Gridiron Heroes. Gotta love the Crack Man.
Terry Foster, Michigan State. Will they win another game this year?
They will. Not this weekend. I was live at the Michigan State-Maryland game. Although they got blown out, as I was watching the game, so you know what? State is not being outclassed in this game. The only difference was they kept turning the ball over. Now there's going to be a switching quarterbacks. They can run the ball a little bit. I think they're going to be conscious of turnovers now. I think they'll have a game or two where they don't turn the ball over, and they'll probably win another game.
What did you make of the whole situation there in East Lansing? I mean, from Mel Tucker getting fired, now they will have an opening, presumably, for a head coach. I'm not sure Harlan Barnett gets that job.
No, he won't get the job.
Okay, he won't get that job. I was trying to be nice to him. But where do they go from here? How do you hire a coach when you don't have a president? The athletic director, I think, will be blown out in 6 months because I think it's going to come out that he knew about the Mel Tucker allegations earlier than when he said he knew them. And the board is the board. They don't have any leadership there in East Lansing. How do you hire a coach?
I don't know that, but I talked to one of my people from up there, and they said Urban Meyer was in East Lansing a week or two ago. And they
shout out to Bernie Fratto.
Right. And Michigan State talked to Coach Prime before he took the Colorado job, but they were too nervous to hire him. That's crazy, man. You know, that's a
good story.
That's a finicky program up there. They're scared of their shadow. I don't think they have the guts to hire Urban Meyer. They may have talked to him and say, hey, what's up, Herbs? But he's got too much baggage, and they don't want to deal with that, particularly with the Mel Tucker situation and
just Urban Meyer being at the bar with the girl and all that stuff.
But to me, that's NFL junk.
Right.
As far as college, if I were in charge, which I'm not, I'd hire Urban Meyer.
100%.
I'd worry about all the bar stuff, and yeah, he's a slime ball. But he's a good coach. He hates Michigan. That's it for me. I don't need anything else.
You just said it all.
It's a 4-month story until they play their first game.
Correct.
Until they kick the daylights out of somebody.
It's a 4-month story.
Yeah.
He gets hired, and then he deals with it for 4 months.
I think it would be the greatest thing for the Big Ten to have that guy.
Can you
in East
imagine?
Lansing. I just think so many great storylines.
Yeah.
With that, and
because if he doesn't go to Michigan State, guess where he's going? Ohio State. They're gonna blow out.
I think
Ryan
he will
Day.
get fired too.
Right.
I think he will get fired too.
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day.
Right. Yeah. Why does Ryan Day care what Lou Holtz says?
Because he is so unsure of what he's doing that you can't. That catches up.
I
to
think
you.
Michigan shook his confidence the last 2 years.
No doubt.
They took away their manhood.
Yeah.
They may lose to Purdue this week. Ohio State.
Okay.
Who's home?
Purdue.
Okay. I can't see it, but all right, I'll take it. Do you want them to lose? You don't want them to lose.
I don't.
Because you want them undefeated.
I like Ohio State unbeaten every year. So I root for Ohio State. I root for Ohio State every week.
Just get away, get a win.
Absolutely. So we'll see.
Until they come to Ann Arbor.
That was stupid. They're not going to lose. They may not win by as much as the experts think, though. Purdue always keeps it close with a top 10 team.
Rutgers this weekend should win against MSU.
Enjoy the football game. What are the big plans this weekend, T. Foss?
Oh, wow. I'm actually chilling out this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I will be in the man's room, probably watching college football, and then I'll watch NFL. So I'm going to stay close to home. Usually what I like to do sometimes on weekends, I like to go down to the Eastern Market because they have a nice little brewery that I like, and then they have a nice distillery that I like, and I like to get brunch at one of my spots. And so I go downtown, have a good time, but I think I'm going to stay close to home.
I love it.
Watch it.
I love it. Way to do it. Maz, what do you got going on?
We're busy this weekend. We got a wedding on Saturday.
Who gets married on a Saturday in the fall?
Well, it is a good weekend to get married. It's
I
really,
actually, too, got married on a Saturday in the fall.
I got married on a Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, so I was safe on that weekend. And then Sunday, I'm going to be watching the Lions with everyone right here at Woodward.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's it for us. JB, Parker, you guys rock. Braylon, we'll see you Monday. We will see you Monday as well. Have a great weekend out there, everybody. T. Foss, thanks for coming in, my friend.
Thanks, Terry.
In the meantime, heavyweights at 5, Booner and Broder at 8. Check us out here on Woodward Sports YouTube channel. So long, everybody.
See ya.